Okay, I'd like to make this video to show some photography that I took. I'd also like to credit my friend who did take a few photos in here as well. I took these photos predominantly around the time of 2006 to about 2011. So this first one of showing here of this daylight sky with the clouds, I took by accident. I was taking photos of clouds out a car window, not realizing there was a light in the sky at the time. I just thought the clouds were pretty, so I took photos of them and then printed out the photos with a whole heap of photos and realized that there was this luminous bright light moving across the sky in both the images. And this really surprised me because I had no intention of taking a photo of such a thing. And when I actually zoomed in on it, I noticed that it was this, what appeared to be a light ship, for lack of a better word. So I don't have the answers, I don't know what these things are, but it really felt like whatever it was communicating with me through these accidental photographs, or it was just synchronicity of some sort. But after that, I began to pay more attention. I had seen phenomena before in the sky, unexplained things flying around, even as a child. Many memories of seeing unusual things, but around that period, I think it's about 2006 onward, after these accidental photos, more and more began to come. And around this time, my friend also had some accidental photos she took of a red UFO near a shopping centre. And I say UFO because I don't know what else to call it, for lack of a better word. And then I started seeing these very bright lights in the sky, predominantly at night, and I'd take photos of them, and they'd make all these weird squiggly shapes. And as you can see when you zoom in on them, they've got almost this very pixelated colour around these squiggly lines. And I'm being 100% this is the night sky. So very unusual, very strange anomalies in the night sky. Of course, digital photography back then was a lot more primitive than what we have now, yet still I had a pretty good camera, so they may be a little bit more pixelated. This particular one I took through a telescope, so you can see it's a little bit more magnified or focused than just with the naked eye. At one stage I got a telescopic lens on an SLR camera, and a lot of these photos were taken with that also. So these things come in all different shapes, colours, sizes. Some of them give off this emanation of unusual colour. So this one's on the side of the road, hovering in the sky. Some weird looking squiggly thing. Some of them look anthropomorphic. They have unusual shapes that they make. This one looks like a rabbit or something like a rabbit-ish looking thing. Quite unusual. And the colours coming off it, this is a night sky, 100% swear, yet it's purple in these photos. And this little thing is making a shape that looks like a little dancing guy with a walking stick or something, or he's holding something. These things perplex me so much when I look at them, because when I looked at the thing with the naked eye, it just looked like a big bright light bobbing around, moving often. This one looks like a snake. And they were often above my house. They were often nearby. When I drove in the car, I could see them out the window. They'd follow me where I went. I noticed when I took the photos, there were often these little dots around them as well, coloured dots. And some of these, when I zoomed right in on them, I noticed actually looked like crosses within crosses. And then you've got the more smudgy, colourful, pixelation looking stuff. Some may say this is just overexposure or pixelation. Look, I don't know. I've never seen photos do this in any other case, so I don't know why they've done this. And I always felt like there was something unusual there when I took these photos. See, we've got the moon here and some weird phenomena near the moon. It was moving around quite a lot. That's why I took the photos. Just near my house. And then you got ones that just look like the weirdest squiggly beings. They could be some kind of snake that lives in the sky, like a sylph or something. This one I took in Byron Bay. You've got the car headlights down the bottom, and then you've got this weird looking thing that metamorphosized in front of my eyes. So it made all different shapes. This looking thing, I don't know what this is. This looking thing, it's squiggly, colourful, strange looking thing. Very unusual. And I apologise that a lot of these photos are just randomly put in here. I'm no expert at making videos. I just thought I'd share because I've been sitting with these in a hard drive for 14 years, and I thought now it's time. I think people are ready to make of it what they will, make up their own mind. Yeah, this one, yeah, he looks like he's coming out of a portal of some sort. Very strange. And you've got more tree-like ones hanging out, twilight. And yeah, some would say, oh, it's just a star, but these things were very bright. I was often looking at them through telescopes, and they would look like cells, like under a microscope, which is quite unusual. Then you've got ones that were hanging out above my house at the time. It was really hovering there. That particular one was there for months. My friends and I would joke that there was a mothership up there. And look, I don't know, with these beings or whatever they are, some of them might be malevolent, some of them might be benevolent. I really don't know. Some of them gave off better energy than others, but that's just my intuition. Look, this is one of the weird cross ones. And you've got squiggly ones. It looks like a dancing monkey without a head. Yeah, there's strange squiggly ones. This is with the telescopic lens. So you can see they're a lot more luminous, transparent-like, almost three-dimensional looking. So yeah, they're kind of like a Rorschach test. You can look at these things and make of it what you want. But I swear sometimes they would make shapes for me to communicate almost. And often they'd have little faces. If you zoom in on some of these, you'll see they've got these little smiley faces, some of them, some of these little sky serpent things. And I know in Mexico they use infrared, I think it was, and took a whole heap of these type of photos. But I wasn't using infrared, I was just using a SLR camera. So I apologise if any do double up. This is just a very slapdash video. I just wanted to get things out there so people could make up their own mind. You might all just think it's utter bullshit, but I'm being honest with you, I don't know what they are. I just know that I took all these photos, I've kind of sat with them for ages. Sometimes they look like they're in two places at once. It's like a mirror image. And I swear, I've not doctored any of these images. They're completely genuine, apart from a little bit of enhancing with some of them, where you just press that enhance button and it brightens some of them up a little. But not even with all of them that I've done that. Then you've got, yeah, that looks like an Om coming out of a portal. If you zoom in on that, it looks like the Om sign, or a 3 looking thing. And then this looks like a snake or a serpent coming out of a portal. They're very serpent-like, very unusual. Strange green light. It's kind of a bit eerie, the green one. So yeah, just got to make up your own mind what you think they are. This little guy, he kind of looked like a bit of a little snow worm. He kind of squiggled all around the place. Look, they entertained me, I'll give them that. While I was documenting these and taking these photos, I was quite entertained and perplexed. And I printed out this photo album with all of these pictures, and I used to go to parties and social events and bring this photo album and sit people down and show them and say, what do you think these are? And I'd get all sorts of reactions. Lots of cognitive dissonance. Some people absolutely fascinated. Some people had huge awakenings from looking at these, in which they open their perceptions to the probabilities and possibilities of potentialities in the cosmos, or just here on this earth. I'm not saying these things are from outer space. They might be actual earth-based elemental spirit energies or something. Quite possible. Interdimensional beings. Yeah, one can only guess. But I definitely know that were phenomena. And I had a lot of unusual experiences along with the photos. Moments of missing time, moments where some of these things got very close. Yes, I saw some very unusual things, and I had witnesses also. So there's the little puffy snow guy again. My friend that took a few of these photos, especially some of the ones at the end, the orbs, she witnessed a lot of the same stuff as me, which was really nice to have somebody else go through it at the same time. So we knew we weren't going nuts. Not only did we have photographic evidence, but we were simultaneously experiencing these strange, uncanny things. We lived in a share house together, so we became like magnets for this stuff. As you can see, this guy, he's a bit of a trippy looking one. And I don't know why that time things were so prolific in that sense. Now I occasionally see things, but things have shifted a lot since then. And there's a lot more going on now in our collective reality field that I think is a lot more imperative, almost in this very pivotal time now. And I feel like all these experiences were, for me, just building up to what we're experiencing now as a collective. This disclosure, this facing of the shadow, this processing, this transmuting, this revealing that's going on right now. It can be shocking, can be very intense, very confronting. So yeah, this is just, this seems like just quite light compared to what we're experiencing now as a collective. This guy was weird. I took a whole heap of photos of this one, and he did all weird things along the shots. You can see he makes all these little red and yellow squidgy bits, quite pretty little squidgy bits that move around. And then he starts to look like a weird slug, snail thing. And he looks like he's poking his tongue out. A three-eyed slug. See, this is just my imagination. I don't know what he is. Maybe I just had several cameras that were all faulty. Who knows? Because these were taken over different times with different cameras. This is a squiggly, that's the same guy. They metamorphosize. They shift and shape shift and change, and that's a different one. He looks like a bit of a face. That's the same guy. Look at him. He kind of looks like a droopy face man. I don't know. And then you've got more of these squiggly bits. Just strange squiggly bits. You really need to zoom in on these ones to really see what they are. They just look like blobs and dots. That's what I thought when I started showing people. I thought these things aren't like anything that you usually see, so nobody's got a point of context. Well, not many people anyway. So it's very hard to even process what you're seeing, because it doesn't really look like anything else that we see. That's why I say, yeah, possibly multi-dimensional or interdimensional type stuff. Oh, that's that same little weird guy again. Doubled him. Multi-dimensional phenomena. Yeah, he's a funny little thing. Yeah, that guy really is quite unusual. That's the moon, and then there's something else next to the moon. It's like a mirror of the moon, but it's green. And here we're getting into the orbs. So yeah, very strange little guys. This was a real thing back in early 2000s. A lot of people were getting these orb photographs, I noticed. Oh, that's more weird squidgy stuff. The orbs were, appearing in people's photographs all the time. And I've noticed they're all different. If you zoom in on them, every single one is unique, like a snowflake. And some of them will have actual faces and rings within rings. Some are really bright and illuminated, whilst others are quite colourful, some were quite dense looking, some were quite transparent. That's a weird thing on top of a building. There's another orb. So these orbs, yeah, my friend took most of these. She was really getting the orbs, I was getting the weird sky snakes. Oh yeah, that's some more colourful skies when there was this phenomenon around at night. And I would never believe it when I took these photos of the night sky and I'd look at it afterwards and go, what the? That's one zoomed in. How does it do that? I just could not work it out. What is going on there? These are night skies, I swear. And yes, I have enhanced these colourful ones, but not much. Just the one enhance button that most computer functions have. So yeah, it's very unusual. There's some orbs and some weird looking fairy thing. I don't know what that is, but that was at a party. Just flying around. There's a little blue one. Yeah. And then you've got some more dusty looking doof orbs. You go to the dance parties, hanging around, doing their thing. There's one near someone's head. That one's quite beautiful. It's a mushroom orb. Rings within rings. So yeah, look, I don't know what they are. I don't have the answers. Not really sure. I just know that I took them and I've had them sitting on a hard drive, and I thought, my hard drive could die one day and all these photos would be lost. So I thought it would be important to make this very brief amateur video. Oh, there's one near a tree. Just showing what I photographed. And my friend as well with her strange ones. And yeah, get it out there for people to look at. So I apologise, this video is a little bit rough. That's a fairy. That was at the... long story. That's the red one I was talking about my friend took. That one looks like it's out of Mario or something. That's a forest spirit. You have to pause some of these to look. This is some yellow ball of energy just floating through space above the trees. So yeah, the green fairy, that was at a cannabis festival. It's quite unusual. And then you've got some more things going on. Yeah, very strange. More lights in the sky. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you can make up your mind about what all this weird stuff is. Yeah. Trippy. Enjoy. Make of it what you will.